stories unheard of, stories of happenings that have never been a part of our life and a part of our world. When something like that happens, some people humorously will say, Gabriel, blow your trumpet. In other words, let everything end. I've seen people humorously said, inviting Gabriel to blow the trumpet. In other words, we're having some bad news, some bad times that are signaling the end of time. But I want us to do something more fundamental as we check the scripture, first and foremost, to establish that we are in the last days. My first thought will be to read from Hebrews chapter 1, verses 1 and 2. Hebrews 1, verses 1 and 2. It's a good place to begin. There the scripture says, I'd like to read from either the King James Version or the New King James of that segment of the Bible. Here is what it says in the King James Version. God, who at sundry times and in divers manners spake in time past unto the fathers by the prophets, hath in these last days, take note of that, as in these last days spoken to us by his Son, whom he appointed heir of all things, by whom also he made the worlds. Now, was the author of this book saying, in the time past, in the earlier times, God spoke to the people through prophets. He employed dreams, he employed visions to speak to them. But he says that in these last days, God has spoken to us by his Son. That is Jesus Christ. What does that suggest to us? What does that mean? It simply means the time that Jesus entered planet Earth is signal the last days. God, I wanted to look at that again. God spoke to our fathers in different ways by the prophets. And in these last days spoken to us by his Son. So when Jesus Christ came and he began to make known to the world the mind of the Father, the Bible implies the last days have started. So the coming of Jesus, as it were, if you like, heralded the beginning of the last days. God has indeed